everyone. Today I'm excited because I am finally planting some tulip bulbs in containers, and at the same time I'm going to top them off with pansies for the winter look. So for this project we will need some big planter pots with good drainage. We will need good potting soil or any garden soil that you may have handy. And I do like to mix it with some sand, so you will need some sand for drainage. If you do have some bone meal or bulb tone, anything like this to promote healthy growth of the bulbs, you can get that. And also we will definitely need our bulbs and some plants. Any spring, if you want to mix it up, spring bulbs like daffodils, alliums together. But my main focus today is tulips. So let's get started. I'm going to lower the camera a little bit. All right. So I have 3 containers, fairly large size. And the soil here that I'm using is organic planting mix. It's not necessarily a potting mix, but I do have some leftover potting mix that I'm just gonna use it up for this project. Okay. And then, as I said, we definitely need some sand. We're adding sand because we don't want our bulbs to rot, and sand kind of provides you that drainage. All right, I have 2 shovels. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm mixing it all well. It's almost like cooking. Mixing up everything, and it's satisfying. All right, so I got my good soil mix mixed up with good amount of sand. Now I am going to add my bone meal, which is pretty much essentially the stuff that helps to promote the good growth of bulbs. It's a little stinky. So I'm just going to work it through because I don't want to place the bulbs right into the that bone meal. So I think this is good. And today what I'm doing is I got this beautiful tulip, which is blue diamond. I'll show you the picture of it. See that? You see how beautiful it is? So blue diamond tulip is like a violet. It's not really blue. It's violet blue blooms. And they grow about 20 inches tall, and they bloom in late spring. So what I'm doing is, these are my bulbs. You go the pointy top up. What I want to add is I actually wanted to add some alliums in the center. Remember my favorite alliums? I think I talk about them almost in every video lately because I just absolutely love them. So I have my allium bulbs that I'm planting in the center. And because it's kind of like a shallow pot, I'm just literally, it's like a couple inches maybe of soil, or 1.5 inches of soil on the bottom. This is all we need because they're not going to be there permanently, so I'm not worried about it. So now I want to just see my bulbs. Let me see my bulbs so I know how to place. Now I'm just going to place my tulip bulbs pointy side up, pretty much like 1 inch between each other. So bulbs look better, like tulips look better when they are planted in clusters. So that's why, and it's very tricky with daffodils and tulips. I mean, visually, I would like to mix and match them, but then some of them, they bloom late spring, late spring. Some of them bloom early spring, so you don't want like some of it to be already blooming and the rest waiting for the mid or late spring. So that's why I'm not mixing it up. I know alliums are late spring bloomers, and this particular blue diamond tulip is a late bloom, late spring bloom. So I'm just gonna put one variety of my tulips. So also very important part, you want to put this side, you know, this curvy side on the towards the wall of your planter, because that's where the first leaf is gonna come, and it's gonna kind of be like flappy, you know, like over flappy over your edge of your um, planter. So I ordered more of these of different variety of tulips. That's why I'm like, I can't wait to plant them all up, because I know that it has to be at least like 55 degrees, preferably, before, you know, at night, 55 degrees is when they recommend you to start planting your tulips. But I just can't wait to get working on this project, you know, start working on it. And the pansies also, I'm going to cover them with pansies. So I really want that look in the garden right now. So let me just take it here for now. It's a little too much. Okay, this is coming along nicely. It's like playing in sand for adults. I don't know if, I'm sure if you're watching my video, I'm sure you're also one of those who enjoy gardening, not just for the purpose of the flowers, but the actual process of planting is also satisfying. All right, so let's see. I want to show you, I want to make sure you see visually how far I plant them from each other. So these are my alliums. So 3 alliums. Okay, these are daffodils. I mean tulips. Tulip, 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 and maybe one more. One more here. Now, if you plant them in the ground, you definitely want to, you know, make sure you space them a little further, because you don't want them to be cramped for their development purposes. But if you are planting like me in a pot, then it's okay if they're like, you know what, I just have 3 more. I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze them all in there, because I just want that spectacular wow factor, like the wow look. And you know, this year I'm just getting all kinds of types of tulips and daffodils and plants. I'm just living large, pretty much living my dream. And mostly it's because of the timing, right? Who has the time? You don't really have the time to do that every year. But this year I do have the time, which I'm so grateful for. And every extra minute that I have, I am working in my garden. And of course, my family enjoys it and kids love it. We were actually impressed. I'm actually impressed how many plants my kids know now by names and looks and features. And all right, so do you see that? Or should I get you closer? Do you see how it's like almost an inch between them? You see? This is, I think, gonna be a very nice looking arrangement in the spring. Just can't wait. All right, so what I'm doing now is I am going to put some, let's see, put a layer of, you know, my soil mix. Just put a small layer, like a thin layer of my planting mix. Okay. And then, all right, this is good. Now, if you are just planting it for the sake of the tulips, make sure you protect it. If you are like me in Georgia, we have a problem with squirrels. Squirrels, they dig up your bulbs and they eat them. So the perfect way to protect your bulbs from squirrels are you can either sprinkle some crushed hot peppers or cayenne peppers, or you can shred the Irish Spring, you know, the green soap, or you can crush some eggshells as a natural repellent from mosquitoes, because squirrels, they don't like the taste of all of those three items. Now, I don't want this pot to be empty the whole winter, so I am going to fill it up with pansies. Okay, so I got a flat of pansies, and I'm just gonna plant them on a top. Just gonna plant them on the top of my container. So I will add. This is like a planting mix. It's not a potting soil, but it's a planting mix, which is still organic and it has a bunch of nutrients. But you know what? Gardening in nature, I'm just saying that nobody really has all of that, and it can get really costly. You know, you can't always buy the bagged potting soil. If you garden, I mean, it depends on the scale of your gardening. If you just garden and you plant just one little thing or two little things, then yeah, go ahead and buy and enjoy it, because you do get the effect of it. But if you're like me who plants all the time, you don't want to spend a fortune. You can just improvise, mix and match, add your own fertilizer. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do, I mean, this is a rainbow kind of mix, but I'm going to do blue and yellow and purple. See that? This is just so beautiful. And my boys, they love that strawberry one, so I definitely have to incorporate that strawberry one somewhere in a planter. Maybe the small container that we put on the deck, because you can sit in the kitchen and see that. All right, so, you know, why I'm putting the pansies is because the tulips the bulbs that I planted, they're gonna be blooming in, let me see, late spring, right? So that's like May. So by May in Georgia, it's gonna be so hot that pansies will be almost like finishing up their term. So it's perfect timing for me. I'm kind of getting 2 in 1. I'm getting the presentation of pansies over the winter, and I am getting my spring bulbs kind of protected from squirrels. So blue, yellow, now I need a purple. Okay, this is a nice deep purple, and they look so velvety. Okay, blue, yellow, purple. You know, they may be actually getting too close, because I forget that they actually grow a little bit and they expand. Let me get one more purple. And I think I should just move them around a little bit, because I think they're getting a little too close, which will not give them space to grow, you know? Okay. All right. And in the middle, I will plant, I think yellow. In the middle, I'm planting yellow, and that should be enough. Now I'm just gonna fill up all the gaps and show you the end result. I don't want to take all of your time. Okay, so this is the end result for this pot. As you see, it's pansies, 3 color. Like I said, pansies will bloom for us for the winter time, and you know they will fill in. They will spread and fill in, and it will be like a full cap kind of over the time, in about a couple of weeks or 3 weeks. And under the pansies, we planted the what was that? The blue diamond. Yeah, the blue diamond tulip with alliums, purple sensation in the middle. Now, obviously in the spring, if you think you want to change the colors or something, and you want to mix and match with your other plants, you can do so. But so far, this is it. And I'm going to work on my next planter, because I have more tulips, and I will show you the end result. So I'm done with my planting of my tulips and my pansies. I still feel like there is some like elevation missing in this presentation. I still love the whole look, but I did have some cuttings from my trimming that I recently did, and I think these branches look just beautiful. And I have this paint, so I'm gonna experiment. Okay, I don't know, but I'm gonna try to spray paint it and kind of use this as my centerpiece. I would like to do a glittery silver paint, but I don't have it handy, so I'm just using whatever I have at home right now. Now, this has to dry up. I think for drying, I'm just going to stick it somewhere in the ground to let it dry. I'm going to make maybe 3 of them, and then just put them in the middle. I am working on our second planter, and this one I will be planting the tulip angelique, and this is the picture. It's a peony shape kind of look, multiple layers, fragrant tulip that is fragrant, and it's 18 inches. It grows 18 inches tall, blooms in May. So I am adding some sand. This is just a play sand. You can use any sand you can find. Sand again helps for drainage, so we want to put generous amount of sand. Now I am going to add our bone meal. You don't have to. If you don't have it, that's fine. I just happen to have it. I use it. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. It's not a must. So I'm just gonna work it in. Add just one thin layer of soil, because I don't like to place it on the actual bone meal. Right? And voila. That's it. Now, in the middle, I want to mix it with creamy white double bloom Optem daffodil. It's just lush layers of ivory petals. It also looks like camellia. Supposedly very beautiful. So I'm just going to get 3 in the middle. And they are also late spring bloomers. So we have 3 of those, and now these are our tulip bulbs. Now these are very nice, hard. That's what you look when you look at your tulips. They're very hard. They're not mushy. There's no mold. There's no like softness or so they're very good. If you purchase your bulbs early, you might want to put them in the fridge, like lower section, for 12 to 16 weeks before you plant them. But because I bought them just recently from our growers outlet nursery, I just didn't have time to refrigerate them. And I'm fine even to do that, because guess what? We're gonna already face that cold period where the temperatures will be in 60s and 50s. So I'm fine. And again, this is just an experiment. I'm entertaining myself. Keeping myself busy. Okay, so I want you to see how my bulbs look in a pot. Please take a look. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cover it with soil. If it looks a little bit, not full enough in the spring, I can pop in some plants. But for now, I think this is good. Again, make sure when you're planting your bulbs, you have a good drainage, because they will rot. The bulbs will rot if you don't have a good drainage. You don't want that. So in this planter, again, I don't want to just a whole planter to sit for winter. I'm gonna add pansies on the top. And I'm going to be using the blues the blue because it kind of matches the pot. And we had rain, so the soil is so moist that I may not even need to water them after planting because it's like soaking wet. And I'm going to use this strawberry, what my boys call it, strawberry color. Let's see. Oh, it's so moist. Cannot even pull it out. I'm afraid it's going to fall apart. Let's try. Oh, barely. Look at that. Okay. I'm going to do blend them up and then show you the end result. Don't want to take your time. So I finished up my 2 planters, and as you see, this became a pretty good centerpiece, although I don't have the plants, but sometimes it works in the garden. You just need to be more creative. And here I have the Angelique tulip. Again, in the middle there are Obedam daffodils, which is supposed to be a creamy white camellia looking daffodils. And then again, 2 centerpieces that I just sprayed with paint, the branches that I just clipped from a plant. So this plant is going to be perfect for the winter. I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope it was interesting or somewhat informational to you. Get out and do nice things in your garden. See you next time. Bye.